So if everyone can hear me okay, that would be an amazing start. If you can't hear me, please drop a note in the chat. And as always, as we go along here, please ask a question in the chat if you have one. If you're watching this on the recorded version, you can always send me an email, send me a text, or give me a call if you have any questions about anything we're going to go over. But I think today's webinar is probably long overdue. It's just simply how to get your core listing machine account set up. About 3 or 4 months ago, we brought in this program and we did a training with the people from Inside Real Estate. So that kind of was helpful for all those who were able to attend that training. But for those who didn't, and for all the agents that have come on recently, I think it's time that we all just do it together, you know? So it's a very simple process. It's really just kind of plug and play with your active social media accounts, and then you kind of choose your the criteria in which you want to post. But that's it. So their big marketing tagline for Core Social is set it and forget it. So you set up your account, you put in the parameters, and then it posts on your behalf, and you don't really have to do much else unless you want to come back in and make some tweaks. But for those of you who don't know, Core Listing Machine and Social is it's a new tool that is under the same umbrella as your kvCORE account. And we brought it on probably 4 or 5 months ago. And it's a tool that'll help create content and post content automatically from your social media accounts. So when I meet with agents, they say that the biggest thing that they struggle with is content on their social media channels. They say, what do I post? I don't know what to post. I don't have a listing. What am I supposed to do? Like I want to build my social media presence, but I don't necessarily have all this going on that I can put out there. And that's definitely a challenge and a hurdle. Content creativity is a huge it's a huge burden. And what ends up happening though too is when agents get busy, whether it be doing lots of deals or it's the holiday season or you're just busy with life, social media is the first thing that goes to the back burner. So with Core Listing Machine and Social here, this will take care of a lot of that for you. So what it does is it'll post on your behalf for holidays. It'll post market listings. It'll post your own listings, and it'll also post various real estate related articles, whether it be landscaping or home improvement or just market trends, something like that. So without further ado, I'll just show you now how to set that up. So Core Listing Machine, and that is accessed through kvCORE. So if you log into kvCORE here, along the left-hand side, you're going to find Listing Machine and Social. So you just click on that, and it'll open up. You'll see this page right in a new tab there. And then the next thing you're going to do is, as you can see here, this shows scheduled posts, and then also social media integrations. What this is showing is showing whether the connection between Core Social and my Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, or blogger pages are active or not. As you can see, they're not. None of these are connected yet. That's probably similar to what your page will show as well if you haven't set any of this stuff up. So, and again, you don't have to have all of these social media channels in order to get use out of this. I would say Facebook is the number one biggest one. If you have a Facebook page, that's one thing that most everyone has. But I wouldn't worry too much on day one. Not having a Twitter, LinkedIn, or YouTube page. That could be stuff that we kind of work on. But you can hook up one or all of these. It doesn't matter. They're all pretty much about the same steps when you go to set them up. So let's go over how to sync your Facebook page. So coming over here to integrations, you're going to click the not connected button. And it's going to open up a new tab where it's going to show all of your connections. And as you can see here, just like on the last screen, it shows that none of my stuff is connected. So I'm going to go ahead and connect Facebook. It's going to bring up, are you Ryan McDonough? Yes. It's going to know that because I'm already logged into Facebook on this computer. And then that was it. You know, it'll ask you one more page. Because I've already done this once, it didn't bring up this page. But when you do this, it'll have a second step where it's going to ask you to select the Facebook page you want to associate with this. So like if you have a business page, you can select your business page and then just hit connect, and then it's going to show you this that it's connected. So I apologize that it didn't go through that step here live on the on this webinar, but it's a simple step. You just got to select your page, and it's going to be those pages that you manage. So you select the page you want, and then it's going to accept it here. So once you're on the page, or once you're on the screen here, you're going to say, okay, so this is my personal Facebook page. This is my business page. I'm going to say I don't want it to post on my personal page, so I'm going to deselect that. And then I'm going to accept that I want it to post on my business page. So I'm going to say, yes, allow posting. And I'm going to say, yes, allow my broker to post content for me. Hit save. Now, one little odd thing that we've found is that whenever you hit save on that initial page here, this will kind of spin for a while. So if that happens to you, just come up here and hit the refresh button. Try it one more time. And that was a much quicker one. So it's a success. Everything is good. All right. So you have synced your Facebook page. That's good. You can go ahead and do the same thing for LinkedIn and Twitter and YouTube and Blogger if you have any of those, and if you want them synced with your core listing machine. But it's all going to kind of be this next step is all going to be the same. So this is called your social media dashboard. And right now I have nothing set up. I just have my Facebook page synced, but there's no automated posts that are scheduled yet because I haven't put in any of my preferences. So here, this is your overview. We are looking at the overview here. Once posts start going out, you're going to see like this chart will show how well your posts are performing, which is kind of cool. So the first step you're going to have in setting up your preferences is you're going to click on this My Listings button. And it's going to bring up the pages that you have connected here. So I'm just going to click Edit. And then you're going to want either property site or both for this. Like the property site will have the listing video and all that. So like that's good. You definitely don't want just the video. So on here for my personal page, I have never automatically post because when I went to set it up, I deselected that box. But I'm gonna deselect this box anyway, just 'cause I don't want anything going out on my personal page. But for my business page, I'm going to say automatically post. So this is, I'm sorry, to backtrack. This is going to post my listings. So when you get a new listing, the system will know that, and it'll share it for you on your Facebook page. You won't have to go in or find a link or photos or whatever. It's going to go in for you. So I'm going to say I want to, when I have a new listing, I want it to be posted weekly, let's say. And then this says, in order to expand the reach of your listing, it says post my listings only for agents in my brokerage. Or you could say post my listings for any other agent's social media. I'm just going to keep the my brokerage one in there just for, and if you don't want anyone to post it, you can select don't post this to other agents' social media. So like what this would be is like, because we have 100 agents at Metro Roberts that are using Core Social, this would go into that pool of listings that will go out on their social media for them. So I would think that if you have a listing, in order to get it sold as soon as possible, you definitely want it to be shared by agents, especially from our brokerage. But if you don't want that, then you can just set it to only have you share that listing. And then this third option, post my listings to any other agent's social media. That would be agents outside of our brokerage. As far as I know, we are the only brokerage in Western New York that offers this as a tool for our entire company, but there are agents that have it on their own. So like there might be an agent from one of the other brokerages here in Western New York that, or in New York State, that has this, definitely in New York State, that has this tool, and your listing could go out onto their social media too. So if they use this tool, so it's up to you whether you want it to go out from just Metro Roberts agents or all agents. You just select your preference. And once you're done, you hit save, and it'll bring it back to your dashboard. So we've done my listings. Next, we're going to set up our parameters for the articles. As I mentioned, this is one of the pieces of content that the Core Social will send out for you. So I'm going to go to edit. This one, I don't want it on my personal, so I'm going to say no content, but I want content for my business page. And you can select up to 4 days of the week that these articles will go out. So it's all kind of about what you have as your preferences for social media content. Do you find that your followers are the busiest during the week, or are they busiest during the weekend, or is it kind of a little bit of both? Do you like to spread out your content? Do you like to put it out only on the busiest days? It's totally your call. I have a lot of agents that like to do Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, or Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. It's totally your call. When we were on the call with the experts at Inside Real Estate, they said that across the board nationally, the top 4 days that are the highest traffic days for social media are Thursday through Sunday. So they say that Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday are the quietest days for social media. I'm not entirely sure if I totally agree with that, because just knowing how people are, I feel like Saturday and Sunday people are they're not quite as likely to be on social media as they would be if they're sitting at their desk doing work during the week, but that's what they find. So again, your call. I'm going to go with Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. It's a total shot in the dark. We'll see what works. And the beauty of all this is you can come back and you can change it. You can say like, wow, no one is clicking on my articles on Tuesdays. I'm going to move that to Friday. Next is the categories of your articles. They say if all of these are good with you, to just leave them all checked, unless there was 1 or 2 of these that you just really don't want to ever speak about. Like if someone were to inquire or have a discussion on the post about, like, let's say you just do not know much about photography. You're like, this is not my wheelhouse. I don't want a photography article to go out there. You can deselect photography and leave the rest checked, So they're all just kind of general interest pieces. They're not really like too specific to any one particular thing. It's just kind of more or less filler for your social media, while also providing like relevant real estate related content. And you have to have at least 8 of these clicked. The next is your locations. Some of our agents have these automatically selected. Others you have to go in and do it on your own. In order to do it, whichever way, you click that modify button, and you can do it based on city or county. So most of our agents will just do all of Erie County. And it looks like I already have all the Erie County cities in there. So once you do it, once you click on it, it goes in automatically. And you can do the same for Niagara County. Or if you only want to work in Buffalo City, you can just do city, Buffalo. Whoops. There we go. So your preference. And if you just don't have any interest in in some of these, you can come in and say like, listen, I don't do Wheatfield. Wheatfield's out. You can come in and you can exit some of these. So once you're all set with all that, you hit save. And then it should kick you right back to your dashboard. There we go. Next thing, market listings. So the market listings are ways that it just shares listings that are on the market for all of the buyers that are following you. So it'll automatically create posts and put these listings out there, however frequently you choose. And it'll say something along the lines of it could be as simple as check out this new listing in Hamburg, or it could say something like, oh, this is a good one in Orchard Park, something like that. You know, it'll word it differently and creatively for you, and then it'll just go out there. So if you have a lot of buyers or are looking for more buyer leads, this is a very valuable tool. Or if you're just looking for content, you know. Again, I didn't want it on my personal page, so I'm gonna hit don't allow, but I want it on my business page. Now this one you can do up to 7 days, and I personally don't think there's any harm in doing one a day. Some agents or some people have their own preference that they don't want to post something like this once a day. If they already have stuff going out there like the articles, you know, that's totally makes sense. If you forget what days you had your articles set, you can hit preview calendar. And you can see here that these are the days that I have stuff scheduled. So I have nothing on Wednesdays, nothing on Fridays, nothing on Sundays. But so definitely hit those. So nothing, what was it? Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. Yeah, so now you can see a full calendar. There's at least one piece of content going out per day. But again, like I said, there's no harm in doing one listing per day. It just means you're going to post twice a day. So, or on some days, you might have 2 posts going out there, one being an article and one being a market listing. But again, it's always your preference. Some people like to be more sparing with their posts. Some people like to be, you know, they like to keep pushing it out there. I don't think there's harm in any of your strategies, whatever works for you. My expertise would be the more the merrier, unless it feels like it's spam. But you know, this kind of stuff, it's all about helping people find the right home. Price range. So I think the best thing to do here, I would say, don't go much lower than 100,000 for your minimum, because you want to have, you know, this is your social media. You want to show that you're promoting some pretty strong listings. I would say do like 120,000. And I would say no max too, because why would you not want to have a $2 million listing, you know? So you might have a buyer that follows you that says, you know what, I'm ready to buy that mansion in Eden, you know, that's listed for $2 million. I'll take it. So I would say no max, unless you're really not looking to get into that space. Then you could say, you know, $1 million, whatever. But this is where you put your min and your max. Again, it's definitely set a decently high minimum, because if you set no minimum, you might be putting out like investment properties on there when you could be promoting a pretty good listing. So yeah, so keep that in mind as you're putting in your price range. The next up is your locations again. It should pull the same ones that you put in the last time, but this one is it's going to be putting out obviously listings that are in these locations. So be a little bit sparing if there are areas that just like you do not ever feel like you want to go out to. Like if if you, many of our agents don't limit themselves, and that's very admirable. But if you're someone that like, you don't want to go out to Wyoming County, you don't want to go out to you don't want to go any more south than Ellicottville, make sure you kind of look at this and see if there's any areas on here that you aren't necessarily interested in working in, because you might put the system might put out a listing down in Great Valley, and you might get someone that says, hey, I really like this house. Can I go see it? And then now you have a client that's going to take you down there. And, so if you have any areas that you really don't care to do business in, just make sure that they're off this list. Okay. And if not, if you want to brighten your reach, just the same way as last time, you can come in here and enter in all the counties in Western New York or as north as the counties in the Rochester area. So you just do the same thing we did for the last one, Monroe County. Monroe County, New York would be good. Where is it? There it is. Yeah, so you would just do that and save it. So here's all the Monroe County areas. Anyway, so simple enough, make sure that those match your preferences. And then you hit the green save button. Hopefully it processes our request quickly. There we go. And then last but not least, holidays, which I think is one of the best things this thing offers. Obviously they offer a lot, but this is a cool one because let's all be real, come the holiday season, we are busy doing holiday stuff. It's just that simple. On Thanksgiving, you're busy preparing for Thanksgiving. New Year's, we all have our New Year's plans, and we always, we'll always forget to put something out on our social media about that holiday. Maybe afterwards we'll post family photos or something like that. But from a professional standpoint, we want to make sure that we're on top of all of our holidays, that we're wishing all of our clients and followers a happy 4th of July or a happy New Year's, anything like that. So the fact that you can automate your holiday posts is awesome. You don't have to think about it. Not that you would, you know what I mean? And like I mentioned earlier, when we get busy with life, the first thing that goes to the back burner is our social media. And that is especially true around the holiday season for everyone. You're busy, holiday shopping, and the weather is terrible. It's more stressful. You're spending more time in the car because you're, waiting in snow traffic, all that. It's just that this will take care of all of that for you. So let me show you how holidays works. So again, you're going to click on holidays. You're going to click on edit. I'm going to say I want content only on my business page. And then you're going to go ahead and select the holidays that you want on your social media. So I want New Year's, Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day. Okay, so this brings us to Easter and Christmas. You can see both of these holidays have the option to have it be a religious post or a non-religious post. It's totally your preference. Your following much better than anyone else. So I think we would advise you go with a non-religious post, just so that it's a post for everyone. But again, it's a total personal preference. That's Easter. Christmas, you have the third option of doing happy holidays if you wish to have that be how you might want to greet your or wish your clients or followers a happy holidays. And you can preview them here too. So if I want to see I'm not sure if I'm not positive I know if I want to do a religious or non-religious Easter post, you can come preview them here. Non-religious, of course, eggs in a basket. Peace and joy to you and your family this Easter, and springtime is their hashtag. And then the religious one is of course, straightforward and religious. Same thing with Christmas. Where are you? There you go. Religious Christmas. Wishing you a blessed and memorable Christmas. Merry Christmas and hallelujah. And then if you want to do a happy holidays, season's greetings, best wishes for you, for a year of peace and happiness, happy holidays. And then non-religious will look like, may the good time, very classy posts all the way around. So it's all what you want. They do a nice job. These are all very professional looking. We'll go through some of these too. Valentine's Day, it's a fun one. St. Patrick's Day, Mother's Day, all these. And it also has the options for the Canadian holidays. So with us being so close to the Canadian border, this might be a nice way to, if you have any folks who live north of the border, if you have any of them who like your Facebook page, it might be good to put some out on your Facebook about some of their holidays as well. So it just shows that you are on top of it, that you're caring, that you are, always conscious of joyous times in people's lives. And the holidays do just that. So this automates that. One more thing that's cool about the holidays is you're all probably thinking, okay, 100 Metro Roberts agents plus thousands more agents around the country are all using this software. It's going to look silly when me and everyone else in our brokerage are all posting the exact same picture on New Year's Day. And what's actually cool about that is they have hundreds of different posts and images that they randomize. So it's very rare that you and someone else in your brokerage will have the exact same picture for New Year's. So like if someone is friends with you and also a bunch of our other agents on Facebook, they won't just see in their feed a bunch of the exact same St. Patrick's Day posts. So that is very cool. They do a nice job of kind of keeping them all different. So no one will know that you're all using the same automated software. So very, very cool there. So anyway, what you do is you just come in here and you select all of the holidays that you want to go out on your Facebook. I'm going to go ahead and just click all these. And then I'm going to hit save. And so I'm done. I've set it. I can forget it. I can only come back here if I want. If you've used it for a month or so and you start to see trends based on social media interaction or traction, you can come back here and you can alter your days of the week that go out there, or you can raise or lower your market listing parameters, whatever you want. That's the nuts and bolts of Core Listing Machine, and it's all automated. So when you get a new listing, it's going to automatically go on Facebook for you. You don't have to do anything. If you're looking for more buyer leads, the listing's going to go out there every so often from your page. And what's cool, so if you want to set it and forget it, that is awesome. If you want to be a little bit more of a daily user, you can come into this page here, and you can track your calendar. So okay, you can see here I got all my days. That's got the blue is the market listings, and then obviously I personally don't have any listings, but a green, a post in green would be if it was sharing my listings. Then it's got the articles. You can also do custom posts here and schedule them out, and then those will appear in your calendar. As you can see, tomorrow is Patriot Day for September 11th, and you can see there that it's marked orange. So you know that on a holiday, we are going to have a post go out. And what's cool about these too is you can see, you can go to any one of these and you can look at and preview the post. So, okay, so this is going to be a listing and hasn't been scheduled yet because that's too far in advance. But what about, let's click at this article. This article is going to say, add a brand new exterior door with our expert, whatever. So you can preview the post and you can edit it. So you might say like, I'm going to reword it some other way, whatever. But if you want to be a little bit more of a micromanager with your social media stuff, which I am and would be, you can come in here and do that, or you can set it, forget it, and just let it roll. So what's cool about all this too is, like kvCORE, when you share links through kvCORE, those links are trackable. They are lead generating links. And it makes it, you get a little bit more life and bang for your buck to potentially bring in new leads. What's cool about this system is these are all done the same way. So when you post a new listing, when a listing goes out through Core Social and Core Listing Machine, it'll look a little bit different than it would going out through kvCORE, but the link is similar to kvCORE. It's lead capturing. So if someone's looking at a listing that you have put out there automatically through this system, and they click around, they're eventually going to be asked to sign in. Then you capture them as a new lead. Same thing with the articles here. So if they're reading an article and they start clicking around a little bit, they're going to be asked to sign in. And if they do, then you just capture their information as a new lead. So the articles and the listings here, whether it be yours or market listings, they're all lead capturing links. So as you can see here, I have every single day at least one, and 4 days a week I have 2 scheduled lead capturing opportunities. That's what we can call them. So they're opportunities to capture new leads by having this content out there. So it's a pretty cool system. And this is just Facebook. So you can do the same thing with LinkedIn, same thing with Twitter, same thing with YouTube, and have just broaden your digital footprint. What they mentioned with Twitter, and for a while, this was a nice little piece of information. With Twitter is, of all the social medias, it is the only one that is a verified news source. So I thought that there was not much of a place for real estate on Twitter because of the volume of tweets and all that. But I guess that's not totally true, because if someone were to search your name in Google, your Twitter account will come up before your Facebook account, because Google will prioritize Twitter over Facebook, because Twitter is a verified news source. So that's interesting. So from there, we're getting more traction on our Metro Robert Twitter after I heard that, because we're using this Core Social, and we it's more important to kind of build that with content. So anyway, great piece here. If you only use Facebook, that's a really good start. We recommend, of course, you get into LinkedIn, Twitter, and then beyond that, the other social media channels like Instagram, because I think that's definitely the future. But in terms of this system, obviously Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, and then Blogger, if you're interested, is a very valuable tool. So anyway, cool system here, a lot of opportunities. And again, now that you have this set up, make sure you're still posting organic content out there. So like, make sure you're still posting when a house closes, and you're posting that amazing picture of your buyers with the sold sign. That stuff will never die. It's awesome. Make sure you're still doing your manual content, but this will act as kind of a supplement or aid your other content to make sure your days are filled with at least a post a day. So anyway, any questions about all that, feel free to drop it in the chat. I'll wait a couple seconds. And again, it's it's a pretty simple process to get everything set up. It's very quick, and it's one that many of you will definitely be able to master pretty quickly. But okay, so no questions. I will I will conclude with this webinar, and I thank you all for tuning in. We do have one question here. Oh yeah, a lot of people love the product. Yes, it is a good tool. It's the set it and forget it. I mean, are there any sweeter words to anyone's ears than being able to just set something up and be able to forget it? So I love it. Of course, we are all still learning about it, and we're dealing with things as they come up. But But anyway, I thank you all for tuning in. Those of you who tuned in live and those of you who are watching the recorded version. Again, if you are watching the recorded version, feel free to give me a call, send me an email, send me a text if you have any questions about setting up your core listing machine account, and also just anything about the system in general. Have a good rest of the day, everyone, and I will talk to you all soon.